Hi, everybody. We have a very special guest and a very interesting guest with us, George. How are you doing, George?
Hey Adi, I'm doing great, and you? How are you?
I'm very good. Long time no see. Yeah.
Long 2 years or something.
It has been 2 years already. Oh my God. You're looking great. You look different than the last time I saw you, but you're looking great.
You look the same to me. For the past 10 years, you changed nothing nothing at all.
You're very kind as usual. Very kind. And tell me, how did you learn your English? Talk about a little bit your strategies for learning English, George. I think that's the point of our interview. And I really would like to know, how you managed to have such a good English.
Oh, thanks. So I believe I'm a passionate person, and I learned English because I got in love with the language, actually. I learned English because I was playing a RPG game. It's called Tibia. Do you know this game?
Yeah, I know Tibia. Yeah, RPG games. Okay. Actually, you told me a lot in class. You used to talk about a lot. Okay.
Yeah. So Tibia was what made me want to learn how to communicate in English, because everybody there just spoke English. So I had to learn how to talk to them.
So the first idea, video games are great for learning English.
For me, yes. Yes, not just for learning English, but also for making me want to learn. So it was kind of an incentive or something. And then I started studying in a private school, English private school. And then I started studying with you after the book 5 at this school. You started teaching me, and at that time I learned a new way of teaching English, actually of learning English.
Okay.
Because you taught me English, preparing me for the Cambridge test, and that I wanted to live abroad, to go to the USA, to England, to New Zealand.
But that's a good question. Have you ever been abroad?
Never.
God,
Never.
he speaks, such a good English like that, yeah?
Never. So not just Tibia, but also how much I wanted to live abroad made me want to learn English as much. So I have never had an experience outside of Brazil, but I have spoken to Native American and English people a lot during this period, this last 10 years that I've been speaking English kind of fluently.
I can tell that you made my life very easy because of your passion. My work was very easy with you because you brought new things in class. We had major chats about everything, and it was really great. I had a really great time, teaching you, and I learned a lot from you as well. Really, believe me, it was great times.
It was. I miss having those classes, and when you asked me for this podcast, I thought to myself, I'm gonna have an experience just like I had like 8, 9, 10 years ago when you used to teach me.
Wow, so I really appreciate that. Really appreciate, man. Really appreciate. But thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So, as I haven't been studying English for the past 10 years, nothing at all. Not with a teacher or something. I started living in English. So I believe that's what kept my English this way. I try to think in English. Every search I do at Google, YouTube, and science stuff, it's all in English.
That's a good strategy, right? I mean,
it's the best strategy because I'm practicing English, but I'm also updated. Because I believe that, in Brazil, in Portuguese, you can find and have good results in searches. But when you search in English, you have the top results in everything. So I try to live in English and watch series and videos on YouTube in English. So I try to live as much as I can in English. My cell phone is configured in English. So
okay. You have the settings in English, everything, really?
Everything. everything. So I lived in English. So even not studying English, I took a test by myself. The TOEFL IBT, I guess. It's the easiest test.
And did you do well? How did you go? Did you do well?
I took two. One in 2014 when I just got into college. I did well. It was a B2 level.
Good B2, good level. Yay. FC level, right?
Yeah. And in 2018, 4 years later, I took it again. I got even better, still in the B2 level, but I got even better, even not studying. So I can say that this way I chose to...
Can you tell that English is your second nature kind of thing?
Yes, kind of. It was very easy to me just, because I chose to live in English, sort of, because Portuguese is easy for me. I was born in Brazil, so I don't need too much. Now English, if I to have it as a second language and try to live it this way, because Portuguese I talk to everybody on the streets. English, rarely I can talk to someone in English, so I try to...
Have you been practicing? I mean, with people, have you been, having conversation with people in English? What have you been doing for work anyway? So, like, two questions at the same time. Have you been practicing your English, and has English helped you at work or to get a job or something?
It has helped me always, because I'm almost always the only one on the companies that I work, the only who speaks English fluently, that can help people. I used to work in a laboratory.
Laboratory, okay.
Yeah, and I was the only one who used to speak English. And now I'm working at a cafe. So
big change, really change. I'm like,
a huge change in my life. I'm kind of
working in a lab and then for a cafe. Yeah, what do you do in the cafe? What do you do?
I'm kind of a barista, and I learned a lot of specialty coffee, and I'm trying to...
I love coffee, man. I love coffee. No coffee, no teacher, I used to say to my students,
I used to make coffee for you, coffee and English breakfast tea, do you remember?
Yeah. Yes, I do. Really good, really good. Carry on. So about your coffee, so you kind of a chef, you prepare coffee.
Yeah, a coffee chef that is called a barista. So
okay, good.
I use my English in two situations. One for learning, because again, in English you find a lot more content and updated content every time. And Poços de Caldas, where I live today,
really nice city,
has lots of tourists every day. And sometimes I can face a situation that I'm talking to an American, or even some other nationality that can talk to me in English. Like he speaks German, I speak Portuguese and English. Let's talk in English. So English for me has always helped in some situations where I don't speak the same language as the other person, but English connects us. Even when the other person that I'm talking to is from let's say Colombia. I don't speak Spanish as well as I speak English. Sometimes
Funny thing, have you ever tried to speak Spanish? Have you tried to learn? Because you're very good with language. You're very good at learning things. I remember that you have a very peculiar, personality for learning. And what about Spanish? Have you ever tried?
I am willing to study Spanish. I tried to talk in Spanish, but I can't. My Portuñol is the worst.
All right, okay. Brazilians do that, right? They mix Portuguese with Spanish. Yeah.
So I believe that I can express myself better in English than in Spanish. So I believe that the person, if the other person which I'm talking to speaks English as well, he's gonna understand me better in English than in Spanish. So I always choose it.
Would you say that learning English kind of helps you or helps somebody to learn another language? Would you the same strategy that you used for English, maybe if you apply for Spanish or Italian, do you think that would help?
Maybe, because English is everywhere. If I start studying French, which I already did, I started studying French. I don't find French many often in my daily basis.
And how's your French at the moment? It's good.
Je ne parle pas français. I don't speak French. I don't speak French. That's the that's what I just said in French. So I didn't keep studying because I moved to Brussels and everything changed. But if there's a language that I want to learn, two actually are French and Spanish.
Yeah, I understood. I think English is everywhere, so it's easier. It makes it easier, yeah?
Okay. It can help on learning other languages, as it can sometimes makes it difficult. So in French, learning French, English is better. But sometimes if you're trying to learn other languages, I don't know, it mixes in your head and you just, I don't know.
Okay. But there is another thing as well. There's one more thing that I remember. Is that you did something very special at university. You used to help people to do something. Remember that? You translated things for your classmates. Not only for classmates, actually work as a translator, right?
Yeah, it was hard, really hard, because I started translating articles, science articles. Essays.
But that's really amazing, really amazing.
Yeah, but that's a fun fact. There is a fun fact about me. I don't know why, but I love technical English. So if you talk to me about technology in English, I watch a lot of videos about technology and stuff. So I know about that vocabulary, just like coffee, food, and I got a lot of vocabulary from that subjects, so
and you use it, you apply it, you use it.
I try to use it, and sometimes I don't remember how to say things in Portuguese, but I can say them in English.
Good.
I started translating some articles from the pharmacy area, so it was hard, but it made me learn a lot because it took me time. I saw there how hard is the work of someone who has to translate word by word, and not just word by word, but the meaning, the context, and understand it. Because I thought to myself, if I wasn't a pharmacist, I couldn't translate this, because I need to understand the biology, the chemistry, and all the other subjects. So
then you could translate
a better translation, because it's not word by word, it's context. So
got it.
It made me understand better, but yeah, I translated a few articles.
But there is one more hidden talent that you have. You don't tell anybody, but I know, because I know. You play something.
Piano?
Yeah, you play the piano.
Do I do?
Have you do you still play it?
I don't anymore. You
do play very well, actually.
Thanks. I studied piano since 9 years old, since I was 9 years old. So before studying pharmacy, I was thinking about starting to a college in popular music in piano.
Okay.
Things went wrong and I didn't. So I started studying pharmacy. But I'm kind of away from the piano and music. I'm expressing my art in some other ways, like painting, and even in cooking and making coffee, I can express my art. But I'm kind of away from the piano, because the physical piano is in my parents' house, and I don't have a way to practice. But whenever I visit my parents, I play a little bit.
Yeah, I heard you playing before, and you were great. Okay.
When you taught me, before you got to my house, because you went there, I started playing the piano and wait for you. So I believe that sometimes you got home and I was playing the piano, right?
Yeah. And then once you sat down to play, just to me, I was sitting in your living room and you said to play. I asked you. You were shy. You didn't want to play, but you did because I asked you. Right?
Nice.
Okay. Well, great. Now, George, really nice talking to you. I really appreciate you being here in my podcast, okay? English Talks, yeah? Adi's podcast, English Talks. And what are the plans for future? Or what are you planning? Just quickly tell us what you're planning for the future. What do you have in your mind at the moment, and what do you see in the future? In a short talk, in a short sentence.
I might say that last week I decided that in 1 year from here, so in the end of 2024, I want to live in another country. So this is in my head right now.
You should do it. You should do it.
And I don't have huge plans. I believe that I'm living day by day, and things are kind of getting together as time goes by. So I believe that connecting to good people with good reasons are taking me to paths that I wasn't expecting to go.
Nice.
So I don't have huge plans. I'm living daily and just making good connections and network. And I believe that's it. I
think that's great. I mean, it's your life, so you decide what you have to do. I think it's great. Okay. Really nice having you here. Thank you. I really appreciate. Thank you very much. I miss you all the time. Okay. We don't see each other, but yeah, I keep you here in my mind, in my heart, always. Okay.
I do as well. I like you a lot. You're a friend, a big friend, a huge friend for me. And thank you for inviting me for your podcast. It's nice to be here.
Thank you very much. Take care, Jorge. See you next time, okay? And next time, maybe you have something new to tell us, okay?
See you, Adi. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
See you later, alligator.